I can finally stop talking about how the Blue Jays offense cannot score runs. They can't get clutch hits. The whole stat I brought up about them having one game where they scored above 6 runs, since April 15th. Well, that's done. They scored 8 today. They were down 4-0 early. They win 8-5 over the Los Angeles Angels in Anaheim to salvage the finale of the series. I know it's the Angels, and I know you salvaged a game and still lost the series, but for God's sakes, they won a baseball game. They won a game. I'm going to enjoy it a little bit. So let's do so. Top of the first inning. Oh, the Jays were in prime form there, though. Let's start right there, okay? First inning, Bo single, Vlad single, Santander single. There's bases loaded, nobody out. Nothing can go wrong. Springer strikeout, Varsho strikeout, Kirk strikeout. Like, what are we doing, guys? It's just so frustrating because then you look what happens in the bottom half of the first inning, and Taylor Ward is a 2-run shot. You're down 2-0. Next inning, bottom 2, Joe Adell, homer. Taylor Ward reaches on an error. Zach Neto comes in to score. Lovely. You're down 4-0 in the second, and in the first inning, you have the bases loaded and nobody out. They're just finding different ways to just break all of our hearts. But in the top half of the third inning, things start to change. As Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets an infield single, Santander strikes out, but then George Springer walks. You have 2 on, 1 out. Again, we've seen this story before. I'm not getting excited. But then Dalton Varsho doubles to left center field. In comes Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and it's a 4-1 ball game. Again, can't get too excited, but you guys have second and third now with only 1 out for Alejandro Kirk, so there's no double play there, so that's a good sign. He gets ground out, but George Springer comes in to score, and the Jays are now cut the deficit in half. It's now 4-2. But again, this team needs to score 4 runs. Like, it just seems impossible for that to happen. Well, in the top half of the 5th inning, it starts off with a George Springer walk, then Dalton Varsho, and he had a day, singles to center field. Georgie goes up to third base in the play. You have guys in the corners with nobody out. Can we please get it done? The problem is, Kirky, shallow, it's a soft liner. Guess what? Varsho gets doubled off at first. Finding new ways to hurt, but with 2 out and George Springer at third. Addison Barger singles to deep right, and just like that, Georgie comes in to score, and the Jays are within 1 run. It is a 4-3 ball game. They're actually right there. And then, in the top half of the 6th inning, the floodgates open. So, Jose Soriano done for the day. They bring in Ryan Johnson. Okay. Nathan Lucas hits a single to start us off. Bo Bichette then walks. Then Vladdy singles. And here we are. We're sitting again. Bases loaded. Nobody out. You're down a run. For the love of God, get a run in. And they were like, all right, enough of this Ryan Johnson lunatic after 3 hitters. Bring in Brock Burke. Then Santander lines it was about a soft line drive to left field. It's in for a base hit. In comes Bo. In comes Nathan Lucas. And the Blue Jays are now in front. It's 5-4. Holy smokes. They weren't done. George Springer then walks. Bases are loaded again. Varsho drives one to center field. Very well hit. But it's a sacrifice fly. Springer Vladdy comes home. Everybody moves up. And, hey, Jays are up 6-4. Great. But I keep thinking to myself, I'm like, fellas, can we just do some crazy damage so we can allow these big guys in the pen some rest? Well, they don't quite do that. But then, so Kirky gets intentionally walked. And so what happened was, then Barger hits one to first base. They throw it home. They get the out at the plate. And then they throw it to first. Why? Because to try and get Barger. But the problem is, throws a little wild. Barger's safe at first base. And Springer, who is at second, ends up at third, right? And then he's rounding third. He comes home, head first slide. He's safe at the plate. And just like that, the Toronto Blue Jays drop a 4-piece in the 6th inning and are up 7-4. Isn't it nice? Now, they still haven't hit any home runs, but who cares? And you go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, Logan O'Hoppe, it's a sacrifice fly, making it 7-5, and we're like, okay, like, can we please make this a little bit more interesting? But Dalton Varsho gets something hanging, right? Just not a good pitch whatsoever. 83 over the middle of the plate. Varsho drills this thing to right, and it's gone! His 3rd homer of the year, add-on run for the Blue Jays. They're up 8-5. It's curtains. Chad Green calls game. Yariel Rodriguez gives some good inning out of the bullpen. Good 2 innings out of the bullpen. And you win a ball game. I don't give a rat's ass who you played or anything. You won a ball game. Enjoy it. Let's get to these players' stats, shall we? All right, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 3 for 4 with a couple runs scored and a walk. On base 4 times today, did Vlad. Santander is clearly starting to get things figured out a little bit more. 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs today. The numbers still aren't sexy for him, only a 604 OPS, but he drove in a couple runs today. You'll love to see that from your cleanup hitter, right? George Springer did go 0 for 2, but walked 3 times and came around to score all 3 times. So a good day in the office for George when it came to getting on base. Hitting .298, but a .413 on base for George. And Dalton Varsho, I mentioned earlier, had a game. 3 for 4 with a run scored, 3 RBIs, a homer. Just a great day for Dalton Varsho. Kirky, not great. Barger had a hit and an RBI. He'll take it. Ernie Clement, 3 hits in the ballgame. 3 for 5 for him. Nathan Lucas, 1 for 5, but did score a run. 14 hits for the Blue Jays. 11 strikeouts. Walked 6 times. And pitching staff-wise, Chris Bassett wasn't great. 6 innings, 8 hits. 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, 6 Ks, 1 walk, and allowed 2 homers, so they haven't been great there. But Yariel Rodriguez, 2 innings, 1 hit, 5 punch-outs, nothing more. And Chad Green, a clean inning of work, no base runners, and 2 strikeouts to pick up save number 1 on the season for Chad Green in a much-needed win for the Toronto Blue Jays as they now head to Seattle to take on the Mariners, who are just playing some extremely good baseball. So... wait a second. No, there's no way that's true. Okay. I just was on the Mariners page to see the record. I see Mariners trade Luis F. Castillo to the Orioles, and I'm for cash consideration. I'm like, hold up. That's not the Luis Castillo. There's no shot. Obviously, for cash, that is a nut job trade for Seattle. And why would they do that? So they're the first place team in the West. They're a good team. Speaking of Luis Castillo, he pitches tomorrow against the Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman gets the ball for the Jays. 9:40 first pitch tomorrow. Game 2, Bowden Francis versus who? Logan Evans. Never heard of him. And in the finale, it's Jose Urania versus Brad Miller. We'll see how it goes. I don't expect much, but I'm going to enjoy today's win as much as possible, right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the win today, because, God, it's been miserable. Hit the like button to appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Yes, that's nuts already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow night. Game 3, Leafs Panthers, as the boys are in Sunrise. Looking to take a 3-0 series lead. That would be incredible. We'll see what happens, though. All right, for the Toronto Blue Jays, tomorrow night, 9:40 first pitch in Seattle against the Mariners. Kevin Gausman, Luis Castillo is the pitching matchup. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the dub tonight. Talk to you guys then.